Today on CityCast Austin, we decided to bring our parents to work for a special holiday episode. And y'all, it is so damn cute. It's therapeutic, it's nostalgic, and really, really, really freaking funny. I hope you're ready for Hank, Ron, and Daisy. It's Wednesday, December 11th. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hey, y'all. I'm here with my mom, Daisy Johnson, Kelsey's dad, Ron Bradshaw, and Eva Ruth's dad, Hank Moravec. We can't wait to celebrate the holidays this year, so we are feeling very festive. So I'm going to quiz our parents and see what they remember about the holidays, and then we're going to hear some of their favorite memories. First off, let's say hi to the parents. Hi, Ron. Hi, Mama. Hi, Hank.
Hey. Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, starting with Mama, what do you think was my best or worst holiday ever?
Best holiday, I would have to think possibly Disneyland. Worst holiday, possibly 4th of July when we were in California, when we took the motorcycle trip and the Hells Angels and the Mongols were having a turf war and there was lots of shooting and you guys had to get in the car and go face down.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't know if you...
Wow. Okay, you win. Let's stop right now.
I definitely trauma dumped that right out of my brain because I do not remember that at all. I must have wrapped that in a nice little package and threw it in the back of my brain.
That was probably the worst that I can think of.
Wow.
But possibly, I mean, there's been so many great holidays at the shores at Lake Travis.
Yeah. My parents used to have a timeshare on Lake Travis. And I remember I would invite my friends down for my birthday all the time. And I felt so fancy and so special because we had a house by the lake.
Yeah, that's rich people stuff over there.
That sounds good.
Hank, what would you say was Eva Ruth's best or worst holiday ever?
Eva Ruth's, I don't know. I can tell you probably a couple of my favorite times.
Yeah.
It was a little more than food for me for my favorite times. Our early Thanksgivings were all pretty much the same. It was a 3-hour drive to my mother's family farm in northern Minnesota, and everything that we had at that feast was came from the farm. And I could still smell my grandma's pies and her dinner rolls coming out of the oven. The meal, which seemed to last for hours and hours, of course, the ladies retired to the kitchen to do their thing, and the men retired to smoke and argue politics or whatever. The girls, my cousins, were off giggling in their room about whatever girls giggle about. Now, I went outside to hunt some squirrels with my Daisy BB gun. And that was pretty much the way it was for many years until my mid-teens. But Uncle George, he let me use his .22 rifle to go out and hunt the squirrels one year. But he was a little bit upset when I came back in and he noticed that there was a dead chicken. And my story was that a squirrel I was aiming at was okay, but the chicken got in the way.
Dad.
And for that, it was a real long, quiet 3-hour drive home that weekend. Mainly because my father had discovered that the chicken was shot several times.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Uh-oh.
So,
Wait, so is this best or worst?
Yeah.
that was really the worst. But the best time that I ever had was when my Uncle Henry gave me my first taste of eggnog. Now, that was pretty great.
No whiskey in it.
Did I hear a little put some whiskey in it?
Eggnog is one of my favorite things about the holiday. And the first time my parents let me have a little sip of their eggnog that had whiskey in it, I was like, oh, I want to have this forever. I want to have this forever. And I still do it.
He was my favorite cousin, my favorite uncle after that, of course.
I mean, of course. Of course. Okay. Now, Ron, what can you tell us about Kelsey's either best or worst holiday or both?
Man, I don't know if I can top either one of these. So, holiday memories always centered around family. We're going to my dad's house for Christmas Eve, and they were both avid golfers. So one day we went on a golf cart ride, and Kelsey was driving. Jeffrey was on the back seat facing backwards.
He was in the thing where the golf clubs, where you can hold the golf clubs in the back.
Yeah, he was standing up.
He was like tied into the back.
Sounds safe.
So they lived in a little subdivision with a golf course community out in East Texas. And so we went driving around. I was letting Kelsey drive, and she might have been 12. I'm not sure the exact age.
I wasn't old enough to pay for the consequences of this. So I didn't have a job.
She didn't have a license, didn't have a job. So we went cruising around. My dad's house has a tiny little uphill driveway. And as we were coming back up, she roared up the driveway. All of a sudden, Jeffrey jumped off the back for some reason. I'm looking around, wondering why Jeffrey's jumping off the back, laying on the ground, and she drives straight into my dad's truck.
Jeffrey fled.
Hot Rod Kelsey.
Jeffrey was like, I'm out.
He bailed.
He saw it coming, decided that she needed So she ran full speed in the back of my dad's truck. All it did was damage to the golf cart.
No, it broke his tail light. You had to pay for it.
Oh, maybe it did.
It did.
Way to go, Kelsey. Way to go, Kelsey.
Look, we only remember the good parts.
That was my best. That was my best holiday. Yes.
There you go.
We only remember the good parts.
I love that. Kelsey, that's awesome.
Thank you so much.
And for the worst holiday, I'm gonna bring the room down. It's just after my folks passed away, the holiday centered around their house. And so all the kids, I've got a sister and stepbrother and his wife, we just have kind of been in limbo. We don't have that tradition anymore of going over there. And we tried to jumpstart it a couple times. And it just hadn't worked out. So that's probably the worst, is the holidays aren't what they used to be.
Yes, I feel that very hard. I definitely feel that. We lost my dad in 2020. I love the holidays. I'm a holiday person, but they're just not the same without my dad. Like, to your point, they're just different. It's just different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas was synonymous with like Bama and Papa. And so without them, it's like, what is the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also weird when like you become an adult and then you're suddenly like making your own
Traditions.
new family memories and traditions, which is crazy.
I gotta say, a couple of years ago, Mom was like, okay, I'm not cooking the meal. You and your sister need to learn. And we were both like, oh my God, what are you talking about? We don't even know how to. I mean, the entire day was like, Mama, what do we put in this?
Oh.
Mama, what goes in this?
Mhm.
Mama, how do we do this? It was chaos because we were both just like, we're not old enough. What are you talking about?
I'm a
We're only
baby.
in our 30s. We're babies.
But oddly enough, both of you know how to cook quite well. And you did just fine. You were just being nervous. But
We
you
did
great.
fine. We
Yes.
didn't do
You did
Mama
great.
cooking good. We did fine. We were all sitting at the table like, it's food. It's turkey. We eat
Some years are like that.
yeah. Speaking of holiday meals, one of my favorite parts of the holiday is all the food that we get to eat. And, I told everybody that I like to taste I like to taste food as we go. And then by the time we're done, I'm not hungry anymore because I've had my hand in all the food. So like, I'm curious, like, Ron, what is your favorite food or holiday meal? And what do you think Kelsey's favorite food or holiday meal is?
holidays again, going to Granny's house with all the cousins. This house probably is 600 square feet total, and there's probably 25 people in it, kids and adults,
Oh my God.
and there's food everywhere. So, that was going to Granny's house. Now, grandmother's house, my dad's parents, we were the only ones. So, grandmother cooked like no tomorrow, and so everything she cooked was good. But we started, going to my dad's house when we had Kelsey and her brother Jeffrey, and that was the tradition. And my dad hated turkey. So he would get a complete prime rib,
Oh, wow.
put it on the rotisserie grill, and then we would slice it up.
Wow.
So that's the good memory from that. But what our tradition with Kelsey has been, and Jeffrey when he's in town, is venison chicken fried backstrap.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's
Oh.
good.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Yeah, I need to hear more about that.
Oh, chicken fried venison is
Yeah.
It's so, so good. And I used to brag about the prime rib too. Like in elementary school, I'd be like, yeah, well, we're having prime rib at my grandpa's house. So
No big deal. No big deal.
Yeah.
But it's the pies, the cakes, everything's good. But
Yeah.
I'm not a food snob. I eat most anything.
Yeah. I mean, my sister is like that. My sister will try anything. She will eat anything. If it on my plate, your plate, anybody else's plate, she doesn't care. Hank, what about you? What are your favorite holiday foods or meals, or what's Eva Ruth's favorite?
I am not a real big sweet eater, so I tend to handle the gravy with mashed potato. Garlic mashed potatoes are one of my favorites,
Mm.
and of course the turkey breast is always primo. I love it. Yes, that's about it. I think Eva Ruth is pretty traditional as well as her tastes go.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be sweet potatoes with marshmallows.
Mhm.
The sweet potato casserole, Thanksgiving time.
Ugh.
But then Hanukkah, I love latkes. Dad makes a good latke.
I do.
I love a good latke.
You gotta, it takes it, as Kelsey knows. Kelsey recently made latkes. It takes days to make the kitchen smell like not a latke, but it's okay because in Hanukkah you're supposed to use the oil. It was all about the miracle of the oil lasting for eight days. So you're supposed to actually reuse oil and fry everything you can for 8 days. So it's not a bad holiday.
Yeah, that's just being Southern. I love it. I love it.
No, yeah. I made them 2 days ago in my house. It still smells in here. so.
Yes.
hmm And I have to have a little applesauce, and I have to have everything:
Sour cream.
applesauce, sour cream, and jelly. And
Oh, I haven't done jelly before.
yeah, you got to mix it
I
up.
haven't done applesauce or sour cream. Wow.
Oh my God, Nikki.
Oh yeah.
I haven't had them the right way. I just,
You're missing out.
wow, I got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Mom, what about you?
I am pretty much just everything. But we kind of have a tradition where if we have the traditional Thanksgiving with the turkey and the ham and all of that, Christmas, we don't want to redo that. So we'll either have Mexican food or we'll have Italian or something different to mix it up. And that's where Nikki comes in and shines because I always want her to do the Italian thing with her chicken that she makes. It is so delicious. And Nikki, pretty much at Thanksgiving, she'll tell you she's not a picky eater, but she really is because she'll go for the ham, she'll go for the potatoes, for the broccoli and cheese casserole, and she's done. That's
Yeah.
what you'll find on her plate.
That's it.
She doesn't want the dressing. She doesn't want any of the other stuff.
No, thank you. I don't need none of that. It's all nasty. I don't want it.
None of the greens, none of the cabbage, none of that.
No.
I'm hungry now.
And there'll be so much on the table, and she just kind of walks past it.
Listen,
She's revealing.
I have the smallest plate of food of everybody in the family.
She does.
And I am the biggest person, but I have the smallest plate because I'm like, I don't like dressing because I don't like cornbread. I don't like greens because they taste like dirt. I don't like sweet potatoes. I don't like marshmallows. So putting them together, I'm like, why would you do that? That is disgusting.
You just said you tasted everything while it was being prepared. That's when
I
you
was
don't eat it.
laughing when she said that.
I gotta remind myself that it's still nasty.
So she knows. She's like,
I
no,
gotta
that was
remind
enough.
myself. You know what? I have a habit of doing this. I don't like popcorn. Popcorn smells so much better than it tastes, but I always have to try it. I always have to be like, is it still nasty? Yep, still nasty. Gross.
Listen, good on you.
I put beets on there just for her because I know how much she loves beets.
Oh my God. Y'all,
It's gross.
it's so gross.
And what about the Christmas tamale? I know
That.
my stepmother and her family make a lot of tamales around the holidays, and
We don't make them.
always makes some delicious ones for me.
Funny story. One year when you were smaller and I bought the hog head and I made tamales, they would not go in the kitchen for like 3 days because they were afraid of the hog head.
It was just in a pot on top of the stove was the head of a pig.
Yeah.
I remember it vividly. So gross.
Did you like the tamales?
Chinese food on Christmas?
We have done Chinese,
my mom,
yeah.
she picks a different, like one year she'll be like, this year we're doing this. And we're like, okay. One year she picked French food. So then we all had to like print out recipes and figure out how to make beef Wellington. It was chaos. It was chaos. But it wasn't the same boring food. So we all just dive in.
What's your theme this year, Daisy?
Haven't decided yet.
Hey y'all, it's Nikki with a friendly heads up that it's time for you to start making plans for New Year's Eve. But don't worry, I've got a great idea. Head just southwest of town to the Omni Barton Creek Resort and Spa and ring in 2025 in the Texas Hill Country. Their amazing restaurant, Blind Salamander Kitchen and Bar, is serving up a multi-course wine paired dinner, and reservations are still available. After dinner, the adults can enjoy Snowdown, a magical snow show that turns Lady Bird Lawn into a winter wonderland. And the kids can hop on over to the kids camp, where the Omni Barton Creek staff will keep them entertained with arts and crafts, games, and movies. Now, the best part, there will be a champagne toast at midnight. Y'all, it's basically magical festivities for everyone. Find all the details by Googling Omni Barton Creek and make dinner reservations by searching for Blind Salamander Kitchen and Bar on Open Table. And Happy New Year, y'all! We got to get into the big part of it now. So next, we all know the gifts. Gifts are a big part of the holiday, especially when you're a little kid. So I'm really curious. Like, I want to know what y'all think our favorite holiday gift was. Because I think in my head, I think I know what my favorite holiday gift was, but I'm sure I'm wrong. I feel like mom is going to say something. I'm going to be like, oh, that's right. So let's start. Throw it back to you, Hank. What was Eva Ruth's favorite gift, you think?
Eva Ruth's favorite gift probably was taking a vacation away from her sisters.
Oh my God.
They were always intimidating her and directing her because she was the youngest.
So essentially getting away from her sisters was her best gift. That is such little sister energy.
Accurate.
I love that.
I wanted my stuffed animal to become a real dog for multiple years. That was my holiday wish. It did not happen.
What kind of dog was your stuffed animal?
Like a beagle looking thing.
Was.
Yeah. And I made a bed. I remember like making a little bed and being like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and Mindy's going to be real.
Mindy!
Oh, poor Mindy.
Anyway, very healthy.
Ron, what about you? What was Kelsey's favorite gift, you think?
I think, I mean, she had a lot of them, of course, but I remember we lived in Florida, and so she was, how old were you, Kelsey? You were in first kindergarten,
I
so
did kindergarten in Florida.
like 5,
Yeah.
and she wanted this special Barbie that had blonde hair that came with some kind of purple something you put in her hair. You could streak Barbie's hair. And so she got that for Christmas, and she was very, very excited.
That's fancy.
She was very excited.
You could streak Barbie's hair and your own hair.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I would say that's a pretty good answer. My only answer I had prepared for this was that every year my grandma, on the Christmas side of things, we would get the Limited 2 catalog, and she would be like, circle what you want. And then I would get like a lot of the stuff that I circled. And I was like, I am the richest, most famous girl in elementary school with my Limited 2 clothes on.
Yes.
Yeah, and then what'd Papa give you?
Papa would always give me the latest Harry Potter book in hardback. And it was very
Oh.
sweet. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Santa was great to me. He was great to this Jewish girl.
Mom, what do you think my favorite holiday gift was?
You know, the one that stands out the most for me was the year you got the Cabbage Patch doll.
Oh, man.
Woo!
You wanted that Cabbage Patch doll so badly.
Oh my gosh.
And I actually stood in line for like 18 hours at best
Wow.
department store to get you that doll because they were limited. I was trying to get one for you and one for your sister, and they were only allowing you to get one.
That's dedication.
And then I couldn't get one for your sister, so you guys had to share it. And it came with adoption papers. So you guys, I was like, okay, whose name is going on the adoption papers? So you came up with the bright idea. We can adopt her as sisters. So she'll be our adopted sister. I don't remember the name that you guys gave her.
Her name was Cassie.
Okay. You also came up with times for you to play with Cassie and times you had a schedule.
A custody agreement.
I think you were like 8 years old.
Yes.
And you had this cute little schedule for your time to play and for Sandy's time to play. Like 3 years later, you were still trying to stick to the schedule.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Teddy Ruxpin came out. I also stood in line for Teddy Ruxpin, but I was able to get 2. So that kind of let you have Cassie all to yourself.
I loved that doll.
No.
Y'all-
So I think that was your favorite.
I loved that doll. I was so upset anytime my sister would even have her hands on her. And the minute her time was up, I'd be like, okay, enough of that. Okay, put her down. Like, all right.
It
her
was
down.
so cute. I think that was it. And right after that was the red Michael Jackson
Jacket.
leather jacket
Yup.
with the silver glove
Oh my God.
and the silver glove.
Did you wear it to school?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With my whole chest.
Complete with glove and the socks. You can't leave off the socks.
Not ironically at all. I
Earnestly.
earnestly wore it. I was like,
Cutest thing ever.
y'all see the jacket. You see the glove. Act accordingly.
Can you moonwalk?
Yes. I was obsessed with Michael Jackson. Yeah. Y'all, I was obsessed with Michael Jackson. It was bad.
Oh my
I
God.
was obsessed with Michael Jackson. Yeah.
I love that.
I think we should give Daisy like a round of applause for standing in line.
Yeah,
for
good
these
job.
presents.
Really?
That is hard.
Do you want to hear something funny? My sister, years later, wrote on Cassie's face in marker.
No.
Oh,
She wrote on Cassie's face in
that's
marker.
right.
And I remember coming unglued.
I remember that.
I don't lose my temper. I'm not a yeller. I just don't. I don't. And I remember vividly taking the doll to mom and just being like,
Inconsolable crying.
Oh no.
shaking my hands at the heavens. Like, why do we have her? Send her back.
Send her back.
Cassie or your sister?
My sister.
Send her back.
Oh, you wanted to send her back many times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially little sisters,
Little sister.
little brothers. I wanted a Barbie Jeep more than I've ever wanted anything in my entire life. Okay. I liked the commercial. I liked that you came around to the window that was close to the ground. You walkie-talkied your mom. She handed you a popsicle.
Yes.
They got me I should be thankful they got me anything at all, a car for children, but they got me a unisex Jeep because Jeffrey is a boy, and they were like, no, pink and purple, gender roles, can't do it. And so it was a red Jeep, and guess who never drove in that Jeep? Jeffrey. I did all the driving. He never wanted to play in it.
Listen, let me tell you something. Being an older sister is a job, first of all, that is never over. First of all,
No.
never over.
Well, I must speak up as the youngest sister. Okay. We just want to be around. We just want to be a part of whatever y'all are doing. And we're here to help you learn how to share,
Sure.
and be good humans.
So much sharing. So much
Yeah.
sharing.
So much sharing. Sharing is caring.
They have to be considerate to their younger sister.
That's right.
Of course,
That's right.
Yes.
They used to make us all call each other sweet sister, and we're a very sarcastic family. And we still, thank you, sweet sister. Mhm.
Oh my God.
It's a really good thing to say sarcastically.
Ron, are you the youngest? You're the youngest too?
Yes, I have an older sister, and if you listen to her, I probably picked on her too much. I was probably annoying.
He was. I can tell.
I don't know. I bet nobody ever had to duct tape their sister.
I sure did. We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
I locked Jeffrey in his room.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just raising him. Someone had to raise him.
Thank you. If you tell me that I have an objective and that objective is to get my sister's hair combed and my sister is physically fighting against me to do that, I have to do it by any means necessary. That means
That's right.
you either behave or you get duct tape. That's it. That's it. That's it.
So funny. You behave or you get duct tape.
That's it. I have a goal that I have to meet before mom gets home.
That might be my new signature line.
Yeah, there you go.
That's good.
I'm just saying. So, okay. Last but not least, I want to talk about, because we're kind of barreling into it anyway, fun and quirky family traditions. And so I want to hear what your family traditions are. Like, how do you celebrate? What are your traditions? Like, Ron, tell us a few Bradshaw family traditions.
My parents got divorced when I was in ninth grade, so the holidays got split. So once Kelsey came on and Jeffrey came on, we tried to standardize something. So Dad's house always became Christmas Eve. My sister was there, my stepbrother and his family were there, and that's what Kelsey grew up with on Christmas Eve. Was going to Dad's house for the whole day, and so that's probably one of our bigger traditions. And again, as they all passed on, we really don't have that. So our tradition is eating deer meat. Chicken fried backstrap is probably our biggest tradition at this point.
I mean, that's a tradition.
Yeah.
And Kelsey, maybe you can run into another car in a golf cart.
No, let me pop in here.
Yeah, help me out.
Okay, so some of my favorite traditions from growing up was at my grandparents' house. They had this big, it was a checkerboard, and it was like a little carpet, like it was like a blanket that you unraveled. And so Jeffrey and I would always like play checkers in front of the Christmas tree and
Oh,
like
that's
that.
cute.
Yeah, and like when they passed away, it was like who's going to get the checkerboard kind of thing, and we fought for it, and we got the checkerboard.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that was always really fun, and like golf cart rides, like with my grandparents and my dad, was always really fun. Like sneaking in at my grandparents' house, my grandpa. He was also a woodworker, like my dad is now, and so the garage was his like wood shop. And I just remember when I was little, I don't know what, Jeffrey and I like used to play spies, Jesse and James. And I just remember like sneaking. I just remember sneaking into this is the beginning of my reporterness, because like I remember we would spy on our grandma and be like, yep, she's cooking, or like she's watching TV. And I just remember like sneaking into the woodworking shop. And like nothing's going on in there. My grandpa wasn't in there, but we would just like be back there. But now that I feel that I'm in charge of holidays, I keep trying to like make sure we're doing the same thing every year. And we always do Jewish Christmas. We always do Chinese food and a movie on Christmas. And then on Thanksgiving, I make the dogs do a turkey trot. My parents have 2 dogs. I have 1 dog, and we make them race each other, and it's really fun.
Yes!
It lasts 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's a good time.
That's amazing.
You almost
Yeah.
took me out at spying on your grandma. That is so cute.
She's cooking.
Mama, we have a lot of traditions now. What were some of our traditions?
We have a lot of traditions. For instance, Christmas, we always get together before Sandy got her house, we were at our house, and we get together Christmas, same pajamas, have breakfast, open gifts. All the gifts are at one house. I still get you guys Easter baskets at the ripe old age of now,
Yep.
and you expect them.
Of now.
Also Valentine's. We have the whole Valentine tradition
Yep.
of getting Valentine's cards with your little candy basket, and we do the Juneteenth thing. We go to the parade as a group, get candy and then throw it back. What else?
Oh man, we do a lot of traditional stuff. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, we have a lot of traditions that we do.
My mother has given me more Valentine's Day gifts than any person, any man or woman has given me. My mother has given us
That's so
Valentine's
sweet.
gifts every single year. And then every year we get Easter baskets. And it's so funny because one year I was like, oh, Mama, you don't have to get us Easter baskets. And you didn't. And my sister was like, don't be speaking for the rest of us. I want my Easter basket. And I was like, oh, I think I want my Easter basket too. My bad. I'm backtracking.
My bad.
My sister makes us buy, or my sister buys us because she's very type A. She's bossy. She will buy everyone matching pajamas. And we have to wear these pajamas. And I don't know if people know this about me. I do not like matching other people. I don't know why. I just don't like it. But my sister is just like, we gonna wear these pajamas. You're gonna give me this one thing. And every time I try to not do it, my mom is just like, just put the pajamas on. Just put the pajamas on. And I'm just like, oh my God, fine. Like, we do have a lot of traditions.
Oh, I was just going to say, up until maybe 10 years ago, I was still buying Easter dresses, but then all of a sudden I had poor taste and I couldn't get them.
She came here to air some grievances.
This is therapy.
Great therapy, yeah.
It's really funny
But no.
because for a while, my sister and I went through a phase where we're like, we're adults now. We need to figure this out on our own. And we would like, my grandma always, the Sunday after Christmas, my grandma would have a big thing at her house. So we always had to go to that. And she had like a New Year's Day thing, right? Where we would go to her house and eat black-eyed peas.
Yeah.
But then my sister had Taya. She had my niece. And so then it was like, oh, well, we have a new reason. We have a baby now. So Christmas has to be big again. Christmas has to be like, we got to put up a tree. We got to do all of the things. And then we just never stopped after that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
lots of traditions.
Lots of traditions. Hank, what about y'all?
One of the traditions was after a meal, the kids all got chased outside to play in the snow, of course. And so there was snowball fights every year. invariably, one of the girls got hurt, and one of my sisters, of course, and I was blamed for it. So that was kind of a tradition. But uh, since then, there have been the holiday tamales, of course, because we're from South Texas now, and Hanukkah, the 8 days of celebration, and of course the menorah was such a beautiful thing. Those are basically the traditions that we hold dear.
There's one more super special dad tradition that I don't know if you want to do, but you usually do it around Thanksgiving.
I hear there's a voice. I hear there's a special voice.
I didn't hear it this year on Thanksgiving.
I was waiting for the voice.
I had always called all of my children on Thanksgiving, whether they were together with us or not, and I was able to gobble them a happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble.
Hank, shut up.
Yes.
Our uncle does that too.
No way.
No, my uncle David will call us from Florida and gobble on the phone the entire time. If we don't answer, he leaves a voicemail of him gobbling.
Oh my God, I love this.
Does he also do the baby turkey?
No.
Don't give him any ideas.
Gobble, gobble. Okay.
I love this.
Yeah.
He was over the top this year with these text messages.
He kept texting us in a group chat beforehand being like, the turkey is on the loose, like hide your pumpkin pie, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no.
Hilarious.
I love it. I love that.
Wait, but Hank, we need to hear your gobble and the baby turkey.
Oh, they didn't hear it. Do it again.
Well, I don't have anything to drink, but normally it's a little. You have to kind of work up the we and then the baby gobbles, the baby gobbles, always running around.
Oh my God.
I love it.
It's my favorite. I love it. I have to hear the baby turkey on Thanksgiving, or else it's not really Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, I love the gobbling. I think it's funny.
All my dad would do is every single Christmas morning, he would get on the phone and he would just indiscriminately call people, his friends, our family, and it would be like, hey, Merry Christmas, MFer, Merry Christmas. That's what we would hear from the
Yeah.
and he thought it was great. He would get up and he would make bacon
And just laugh.
and he would laugh. And the first thing people would hear from him is Merry Christmas, MFer. And like, they thought it was so funny. They'd be like, Pete, you're so crazy. He'd be like, ah, ha, ha. And then he'd be like, all right, bye. Like, literally, it was almost like a prank call because there was no chatting.
It was like a drive-by, yeah.
It was like a drive-by. And that was his way of like wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. I'm just
That's amazing.
like, and every year we'd be like, Dad, like, with the MF, like first thing in the morning, he don't care. That was his thing. My last question for everybody is like, what are your holiday wishes for us? Like, and it can be anything. It doesn't have to be all sweet. It could be like, I hope my daughter cleans her room better, or you know, whatever.
No, it has to be sweet. Because that is what he will say.
I was gonna ask Ron first. Is there what's your holiday wishes for your kids?
Oh my gosh. Well, first and foremost, I'm hoping that the CityCast, is a viable enterprise and that Kelsey stays employed.
Great.
Ditto.
I know Daisy feels the same.
Ditto.
I mean, what I wish for my kids sounds really sappy, but it's happiness.
Oh.
I want them to be happy. I want them to be, successful with whatever that means. Whether, what's success? My son is a park ranger in Death Valley. Success to him probably looks a little different than success to Kelsey. But I want them both to be happy and, happy, healthy, and wise.
Yeah. Okay. Hank, what about you? What are your holiday wishes for your kids?
I think that we all need peace, both in our own lives and in the world, that we can't go get without. It's just gotten way out of line. And I think we have to. And I hope that all of my children, I know that they're going to give up on politics. I mean, you have to ride it out and see what happens the next time. Uh, Quit complaining about it. It's going to happen. You're going to live through it, and we'll go on, and we'll all be better off as a result.
Listen.
Amen.
Hank said, "Quit
World
complaining." I
peace.
love it. I love it. You're gonna get through it.
He said,
Right.
world peace and also please shut up.
Yeah, there you go.
To his 4 complaining daughters.
Mama, what is your holiday wish for me and your big head other daughter?
Well, I agree with everything that Ron and Hank said. Peace, love, joy, happiness, good health, and mental clarity. Because you have to deal with your sister and your mother. And that's the strain.
Oh,
On
we're a great little family. We're great.
yeah.
And we wish y'all all the same
Yeah.
Yes.
and more.
Parents, thank you so much for being here. This has been a dream. Thank you for taking the time. This is great.
Very fun.
You're welcome.
You are very welcome.
Well, thanks for having us. I hope we can do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Need a regular guest.
Yes.
Maybe
Really.
it'll be our new tradition.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Everybody, happy holidays. Lots of love from Eva Ruth, Kelsey, Nikki, and Rishi, and all of our awesome family members.
Great.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. It's good meeting
Bye.
everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Same to everyone. Best wishes.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. You can find photos of us with our families celebrating the holidays at the social media links in our show notes for this episode. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Austin newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.